Hello everyone. This presentation will be looking at Emaze and how it meets the ISTE standards and how it also meets the multimedia content. It is a website that allows you to create presentations, websites, or photo albums. When I first got onto Emaze, there was a little bit of difficulty logging on. It kept saying error. It was taking a long time to load. Eventually, maybe after 6 tries, I was able to log on. So I'm not sure if that was my computer or if that's something that's common with the website. But eventually I did get to log on. The first thing I noticed when you were creating your account is that they did have a link to the privacy policy. In the privacy policy, it does explain that users under 18 will, any of their information will be deleted if they find out that users are under 18. However, they do not ask for an age. When you sign up, all you need is an email and you create your own password, so there really is no verification in that manner. It does explain that your information will not be used by third parties, but then it goes on to say that it can be used by third parties that they've agreed to. So in essence, your information can be used by third parties. So there is a little concern there, especially regarding if you have students who are under 18, which most of us would. So this would be a caution and perhaps parental consent before using this website. Additionally, the website does share emazes that are made public by anyone else, so there is the opportunity to see all kinds of information, which is great, but at the same time others could be sharing things that may not be appropriate. It looks like they do a pretty good job of screening those types of things out, but it is just something to be aware of. As far as the ISTE standards go, many of the standards are hit on using this website. The empowered learner and the knowledge constructor are ones that really stand out because the student does play an active role in creating and in choosing which type of format they'd like to use. They can use a variety of tools. Basically, they can do the presentation, they can do the photo album, they can also do an entire website, and this allows for many opportunities for students to make those choices. They are able to design it in a variety of ways, and I'll get to showing that in a minute. They are able to communicate and collaborate by sharing what they've created. There isn't any type of forum that I saw in which they can actually speak it back and forth to people, other than if they go onto this little box down here shows chat, but it's with the email if you're having difficulty, so that's a little different. But there is the opportunity to share. So when I click on Start Now, it takes a little while, so I'll let that load. That is one of the things that I noticed with this website. It does take a long time for a lot of things to go on. So the other standards, while we're waiting for that to load, that it would be very good time to talk with the students about just being responsible, especially if they are scrolling through others' shared content, that that you're being safe and that we have to closely monitor the students, but also just giving them those opportunities to show that they can be responsible digital users. Let's see if it's ready. Okay, it's still loading. So like I said, it does take a while. Let's look at the multimedia characteristics. It does give opportunities for words and pictures to be used alongside of one another, and you can make that as minimal as you'd like. Another nice thing is that the user viewing the presentation can scroll through as quickly or as slowly as they'd like. So that makes it nice. That makes it the delivery interactive and in control of the user. It definitely can relate to prior knowledge. If any of the content does relate, it can be very specific on how it relates to previous learning. Okay, so this came up now, and as you can see, there is a variety of choices to base your presentation off of. It can be, like I said, a website or a photo album or a presentation. I chose this first one for the presentation, and this is the presentation that I created. In the creating of the presentation, there are different choices for the slide layout, and I will click on that edit, and you'll be able to see how I did that. And this takes, again, another good chunk of time until you get the editor. Now, once the editor is up and ready to go, it does work pretty smoothly. But in the initial loading of it, seems to take quite a while. But you can, as you see in mine, insert pictures, you can insert text. All of the background is already there, but you can choose which background. The only problem that I've noticed is if you don't pause down here, if you don't pause the actual video, the actual presentation, I should say, it will just keep going, which is fine, but you're under the impression that you're using the arrows, but it doesn't stop the presentation. So you can also embed videos, you can use links, they can watch it right here in the presentation, so that is really neat. Okay, so again, it's still loading. The editor takes a long time to load. So, the nice thing about this is you can save your presentations in the My portion. It shows you can even make e-cards. You can write a blog. So there is a way to communicate. I didn't see that the first time around. I apologize. Shared Emazes would be if you did share any with any, you could share them with classmates, you could share them with other people. And then the Explorer, that's what I was referring to earlier. You can search the Emazes created by users. So say I wanted to find another Emaze on animals. I could search for that. That doesn't... okay, I'm not sure why that's not loading. Before there were a bunch of choices here in the Explorer, so I'm not sure why that's doing that. Okay, and then this, again, is giving issue. So, as you can see, the website isn't always the easiest to use. It kind of chooses when and when not to work. And again, like I said, I'm not sure if that's mine or if it's the actual website, but it does seem to be a little finicky. I really wish I could show you how I edited it, but if it's not working, then I'm not sure. I'll try again. We'll do this one again and see if it will reload. But it is a very neat way and different way to have students rather than just making a PowerPoint presentation, and because it is able to be shared with anyone, that does extend the collaboration, that does extend the communication piece of the ISTE standards. So with the upgrade, there were opportunities to save and edit in ways that you can't do with just the free, but there's plenty that you can do with the free. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's the editor. So it's neat because you can, if you already had a PowerPoint, you can import it and then it will put it onto the slides here available. You have options of different slides over here, and it's nice because it does tell you, it gives you ideas of what it would be good for. So like if you're embedding a video, this is a great slide to use to embed a video. If you would like to give data, there's charts already there. There's all kinds of different options. So that is really neat. When you are working on a slide, you can upload images, ones that you've saved from Facebook, from Instagram, through the web. You can change the text. You can change the features, colors, font. You make it 3D. I really liked it's just as a simple thing, but just changing the size. It was nice as you tried to fit it in your presentation. So that was really nice. I thought this was really neat to be able to share media. You could put in, if you have voice recordings, you can go searching for a YouTube video and include it, and that's what I did on mine. You could use any URL link. You can add shapes. You can insert charts. So there are a lot of options. Again, the only thing that the two things that I'm concerned about is the fact that it does not really have an age requirement, and they do mention that they will use your information for marketing purposes, and so that's a concern using it in the classroom. And the other concern is how difficult it is sometimes to get the website to work. But once it is working, it's very nice. This was the one that I had created. Get back to the beginning here. Oh. Oh my. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there's the beginning. If you wanted to skip through the endangered animal, oh my, I'm not sure why this is a difficult piece of it. I'm not sure if it's because it's not paused or why it kind of scrolls through that quickly, but anyway, if you scroll through, you can see that there is, again, it kind of just pops through if you have it playing. So I guess you would want to pause it and use the arrows if that's how you wanted to make the presentation work on your terms. But oh my goodness, it is nice when you can make it go on your terms. There we go. Okay, so you can play the video. It shows right in the presentation itself. It allows you to scroll through. So this overall seems like a good tool, despite some of the technical difficulties that I faced while using it and trying to get it to work, and also with the privacy piece. Those are the two main concerns, but it is a very unique way for students to share what they know.